When winter rolls around, many property service businesses come to a halt. Lawn care on hold, landscaping buried under the snow. But there's one service that doesn't just keep running, it thrives in cold months: snow clearing. Starting a snow clearing business is one of the most affordable ways to create additional income during the winter. With the aging baby boomer generation less able to handle heavy snow and the younger generation busier than ever, demand for reliable snow clearing services is growing every year. In this guide, we're not focusing on the commercial side of snow removal, like parking lots or industrial spaces. Instead, we'll dive into the residential market where smaller driveways and walkways are the norm, and often filled with parked cars. The best tool for these tight, tricky spaces? A snowblower. Let's explore how you can turn a snowblower into your ultimate winter moneymaker. So why the snowblower? A snowblower business has distinct advantages over a plow-based snow removal service. The first being accessibility. Snowplows are big. Yes, they can do a driveway the quickest, but what about the walkways, the patio, the deck? And what if there's a car in the driveway? Because of their size, snowblowers can go around cars, walkways, sidewalks, patios, and even up decks with a little bit of creativity. The next reason to use a snowblower over a plow is snow placement. A plow is very limited to where it can place the snow, but some snowblowers can throw snow as far as 60 feet. So you can put that snow basically anywhere the customer wants. This is necessary for properties that get a lot of snow.
I just don't know where to put it.
Another benefit of the snowblower over the snowplow is property safety. When a property is covered in snow and you have never been there before, you have no clue what shape the driveway is in and not many hints where the driveway ends and where the lawn starts. Plows can damage driveways, lawns, curbs, and when plowing snow, the pushing force of the snow can damage anything close to the driveway, like a mailbox, light posts, or lawn decorations. With a snowblower, you can easily prevent angry customers and having to pay for damage. Just never aim to shoot towards windows or vehicles. And finally, the costs. With a plow business, the first thing you'll need is at least a half-ton truck, and a beater truck won't last long. You'll need a decent shaped truck, and if you have steady work, a heavy-duty truck is recommended, which isn't cheap. Then there's the cost of the plow. A commercial plow can start at $10,000 with additional costs for a mount kit. Then there's the gas you'll burn.
What happened?
We ran out of gas.
The snowblower is much more affordable. If you already have a snowblower, great. Then just use that one. But if you're on a tight budget, you can pick up a used snowblower for $1,000 or less on Facebook Marketplace. To improve the throwing distance and help prevent clogging, consider an impeller kit. If you have a bigger budget, get yourself a used Honda blower for around $2,000 to $4,000. Honda snowblowers, even the old ones, are the best machines in the market. They last forever if cared for properly, and the best part is that they hold their value. So you could use one till you can afford a bigger and better one, and sell your current one for what you paid for it, or if you got a good deal on it, sell it for more than what you paid. I picked up this one for $1,200 and they currently sell for $2,600 to $3,000. Once you have a snowblower, you'll need a way to transport it. Any truck will do. A beater truck, a Tacoma, or a Honda Ridgeline. The only work the truck will be doing is driving from house to house. You just need the pan and some ramps. I picked up these ramps for $100 at Canadian Tire. It was a great price, I just needed to put it together myself. Now, what if you don't have a truck? You just need something with a trailer hitch. SUV, van, or even a car. With a trailer hitch, you have two options. A small utility trailer, which you can get used for under $1,000, or a cargo carrier. These can be purchased for $300 to $400. They can handle up to 500 pounds and include a ramp for convenience. Now, the snowblower does have its cons. The snowblower does demand physical labor. Although not much, it can take a toll on your body working long hours. Also consider that with a snowplow, they can have a t-shirt on and the heat on bus.
While we're out here freezing our beaks off.
On top of this, snowblowers are slower than snowplows. This is why we are choosing our battles and sticking with residential properties. Now let's consider other equipment you may need. Obviously, you'll want a scoop shovel, perfect for tight corners, stairs, and spots the snowblower can't fit. It would also be a good idea to have a push shovel for clearing up any leftover snow. You may also want some ice melter and a spreader This can be an extra service you can provide. Also consider keeping yourself warm with gloves, boots, hats, snowsuit, and so on. You can even consider a heated sweater or heated gloves.
What is it?
I can't put my arms down.
Another must-have is replacement shear pins and belts. It seems like everyone's shear pins and belts go at the same time, so when you go to the store to find some, they're all out. So it's good to keep these on hand along with spare parts to minimize downtime. And don't forget tools you may need to work on the machine and a couple jerry cans of gas. Once you have all your equipment ready to go, or even before you have all your equipment, you'll need to do some sales and marketing. The ideal customer for snow removal include the elderly, busy professionals and families, snowbirds, single parents, widows, and anyone who values convenience or requires snow removal due to physical limitations or time constraints. You may also want to build relationships with real estate agents, landlords, and property management companies for a reoccurring client base. Next, you want to think about local branding. A business name, a logo, a slogan.
Call Mr. Plow, that's my name, that name again is Mr. Plow.
Your values and something that sets you apart from others. Then you'll need to think of marketing strategies. The tried and true door-to-door knocking. Just go door-to-door to see if anyone is interested in snow removal. And if they aren't home or don't answer, you can leave behind a door hanger or business card. You can also leave business cards or flyers at local shops, community centers, post offices, pharmacies, hardware stores, churches, or any community bulletin board. Next, you'll want an online presence. Make a Google business page. It's free and easy to do. Create a Facebook page. It's also free and easy to do. Post in Facebook groups and marketplaces and other local classified ads. And if you really want to improve your chances for business, create a website. There's ways you can create a website for free, but I would rather use something like Wix. You can also pay for ads on platforms like Google or Facebook. Next, you'll want a physical presence. Signage in high traffic areas, signs for your truck or trailer, hats with your logo, a high-vis vest with your logo, and take part in community events like a trunk or treat or a Christmas parade. Then when it snows, just drive around and offer help to anyone you see struggling. Once you start getting customers, you can offer a referral program where if a customer refers you to someone, they get a discount for the next job. Next, let's learn some techniques and strategies for efficiency. The best technique to use will depend on options for where you got to put the snow. If you only have one side to put the snow on, it's best to start on the opposite side of the snow and row by row work your way towards the snow pile. If you can place snow on both sides, it's best to start in the middle and parallel to where you're blowing the snow to. Work your way down one side with an overlap based on height of snow to avoid leaving snow ridges. Then go back to the middle and work your way down the other side. And if it's windy, position to shoot to throw snow in the direction of the wind. And if there's cars in the driveway, leave a bit of space around the cars and get the rest later with a shovel. You can also have add-on services like ice management and clearing walkways, decks, patios, entryways, and sidewalks. And you could also offer roof snow clearing services. You'll just need a ladder and this roof snow removal tool. You may also want to think about planning a route. The way to make the most money snowblowing is trying to do jobs all in the same area to reduce travel time. Ideally, you want to stay on one street and try to get as many customers there as you can. And it might only snow one day in the week or not at all, so always take full advantage of snowfall. You should start as early as possible and work as late as possible. If the calls keep coming in, keep on trucking.
I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
That's too damn bad!
Now you're probably wondering how to price jobs. As a one-man business doing residential work, it's not recommended to do flat seasonal rates or per push contracts. You'll want to stick with a pay-per-job business model. This way you can map out your day to what's most profitable and won't need to prioritize contracts and commitments and deal with breach of contracts. That being said, you'll want to offer as many payment methods as possible: cash, e-transfer, and debit and credit. You can pick up one of these square card readers for $70 at Staples and it works great. The only fees are a 2.5% on credit card transactions and 0.75% plus 7 cents per debit transaction. First, you want to check out what others in your local area are charging. You can do this by Googling local businesses that provide snow clearing and checking Facebook Marketplace. Depending on your service, you may want to charge less or more than that. Usually rates will depend on the size of the driveway. You'll have your 1-car driveway, which is around 12 square feet, and your 2-car driveway, which is around 24 square feet, and so on. In my area, a 1-car driveway will start at $40, depending on the depth of snow. And this may take 15 to 10 minutes to clear, and probably another 15 to 20 minutes for traveling, offloading, and loading, and the payment process. So basically half an hour. If you can do 2 houses in 1 hour, that will be $80 an hour. A 2-car driveway starts at $50 and will take around 45 minutes to complete. This equals to around $67 an hour. The deal gets better for the customer the bigger the driveway gets, as you save more in travel time and whatnot. Now, this hourly rate is not what you take home. You need to consider the cost for gas, travel, and equipment maintenance and repairs, marketing, insurance, and so on. How much you spend on this will be hard to determine without previous years to look back at, but a conservative number would be around 40%. You also need to consider making a profit for the business. A good profit margin is around 10% of revenue. So if on average you make $75 an hour, $35 will go towards expenses, $7.5 saved in the business, and that will leave you with $37.5 an hour in your pocket. Now, if you have multiple customers refusing your service and it leads to downtime, you may be charging too much. But if you have more jobs that you can handle, it might be a good time to raise your prices. Yes, you may lose customers, but if you're still busy, it won't matter. And if you can't handle all the work, you may want to consider hiring a worker either with their own setup or get another snowblower. Once you've finished for the day, it's recommended to place your snowblower in a garage or shed with heat to melt off any ice buildup. You should also do some regular maintenance like oil change, filters, change spark plugs, check for tire pressure, etc. Also, you'll want to sand and repaint any areas where rust is developing. Use rust proofing to prevent rust on unpainted surfaces, and use a silicone or ceramic spray in the chute, on the auger, and the bucket to prevent snow from sticking, and ensure your shave plate and skid shoes are at the correct height. Starting a snowblower business is a low-cost, accessible way to capitalize on winter demand while providing a valuable service. By choosing the right equipment, targeting the right audience, and focusing on efficient and customer-friendly practices, you can build a profitable, sustainable business. And although it's not as profitable as using a snowplow, it's also not as saturated. This may help you get an edge in the market. I'm currently in the process of starting my own snowblowing business, just waiting for the snow.
It's snowing.
When the season is over, I'll make an update video on how it went. But for now, if you want to see how I turn steel drums into cash, watch the video on the right of the screen. See you there.